Good morning, everyone. Morning. Thank you all for coming. I know some people went out to smoke. That's okay. Hopefully they come back. I know some of you are still eating breakfast, and there are seconds up there, so continue to eat. We want to get this meeting started. We've got we're going to only go till 9 o'clock, so we need to get started and be on time. We're only doing a 2-hour meeting this time. Is that better than you don't have to be here at 6 a.m. So that's one of the changes that we're having this year. I'm going to talk about changes later, but I just want to welcome you to the 2016 Combined Transport Blackwell Consolidation Fall Vision and Culture Meeting. So thank you all for coming. And for those of you who don't know me, what?
Microphone?
Oh, I should turn the microphone on. Good, thank you. This microphone won't help the sound in the room, but as you know, we record our Vision and Culture meetings for those employees and drivers that can't make the meeting, and probably not try to kick the camera very often. But since he made fun of me, I'm getting back, I guess. Yeah, so anyway, we record this, so this won't help the sound in the room. But can you guys hear me okay? Yeah. All right, and then we're going to have some other speakers come up, and we'll have a handheld mic. So when you guys come up and talk, use the handheld mic. It also won't help the sound in the room. It's just for the recording for the Vision and Culture meeting. All right? Like I said, this meeting will be on our Facebook page. And I would encourage everyone to look at our Facebook page, like us. It's got some great information, great pictures, and our Vision and Culture meeting will be on there, as well as our roundtable meetings that we have every Saturday. So I'd like to get started with just some housekeeping items first. Like I mentioned, this meeting will be over at 9, I hope. Depends on how long our managers speak. And like I said, keep eating if you're still eating, and there's some more food up there. And Macia, you guys can come sit down. You can walk over here. And Rachel, right?
I didn't want to disturb you.
That's okay. I didn't think so. I saw you guys standing there. But first of all, how was the breakfast? Everybody enjoy the breakfast? Let's give a round of applause for the folks at the end. Also, I'd like to recognize Jeanette Cristofaro. Where's Jeanette? She set the meeting up. Jeanette is celebrating her 30th year of employment with us this year. Also, I'd like to thank Francisco for doing all the technology IT stuff for us. Francisco, thank you. Oh, I mentioned the Facebook page. You guys have got to check out our Facebook page. All the pictures for the Halloween celebrations are on there. The costumes, the pumpkins. The mechanics did a great job on the pumpkin carvings. And I got to give some props to the Career Center for winning the contest out in the Blackwell. Well done. Sorry, customer service. And then, of course, the permit department kicked butt over in the White House on that contest, which I helped a little bit on that one. So, our last Vision and Culture meeting was in January. We've only had 2 this year, which I think probably 2 is about right. We'll probably have 2 going forward, 2 a year. And the Vision and Culture meeting is about sharing our ideas about what we're going to be doing in the future. How we'd like to see the company operate. And so there's been a lot of changes since January, and I'd like to talk about some of those changes. Well, since January, we've completed our new shop, which is a fantastic facility. I see we have a lot of mechanics here, and they seem to like it, and it's going to really help our trucks and help our maintenance costs, I think, and I'm just real excited about that. That's happened since January. Nick and Holly have been engaged since January. and I'm very happy about that too. The company has lost over 600 pounds since January. Is that right? 600 pounds. Jerry's not here, but Jerry Hediger is in charge of our wellness program, and he's done a fantastic job. And I think maybe it's over 600 pounds we've lost since January. So everybody's really embracing the wellness program, and I love it. And I just thank you, everybody, for doing that program. On the trucking front, something interesting happened last month. There was a court case that the Owner-Operator Independent Drivers Association sued ODOT to stop e-logs. And the case just got resolved last week or two ago, and the court held that e-logs are legal and they're going to be implemented. And we all knew that they were probably going to be implemented, but with all the lawsuits, we weren't sure. So I think this is like the last court case, unless they take it to Supreme Court, which they might. But that's a big thing for this industry. Everybody's going to have to be on e-logs by December of next year. So that's something that's kind of a change since January we weren't sure about. It's a big deal. Let's see, what else happened since last January? Well, we've had some change in management. Tony Keller, our general manager, is no longer with us, as well as some other folks. And a lot of people have asked me, what's going to change now that Tony's not here? You know, how are you going to handle it? What are you going to do? What's the company going to be like? Legitimate questions. But, we've had management changes in the past. Dad used to run the company. And so what we've always tried to do with management changes is we've tried to take the good from our old managers and the old way we did things and keep doing it. And then if there was something that didn't work or that was bad, we'd change it or try to improve it. So every time we've had these management changes, Combined Transport's always tried to do better, come out of it stronger. For example, when Dad was managing this company, he always believed in fiscal responsibility. Pay your bills early. Don't waste money. He was always really good with customer service. We wanted to be number one in customer service. And we liked those ideas, and we've continued that, and we've followed his teachings. However, there were some things Dad did we didn't like. We decided not to keep the practice of yelling at people with tattoos and earrings. So, we decided to change that policy a little bit. My brothers and I shared managing the company. We had some great times doing that, and with the brothers there, we had this great family dynamic, and it was really a positive. It took care of the employees. But, there were times when we weren't all on the same page. That we weren't synced on some of our direction. And it was tough for us to keep our employees, make them accountable. Because everybody had their own departments and it just wasn't a cohesive team at times. So we wanted to fix that program. And, so when Tony came, we changed and tried to improve. And there's some things that I liked about what happened when Tony was here. And there's some things that I don't like. So there's some things that we're going to keep and things that we're going to improve on. For example, I love the fact that we call our drivers our customers. The driver is the customer at Combined Transport. However, I think we lost sight of, and we didn't ask this question, who is the driver's customer? We were so focused on our drivers, which is right. I mean, I love that. It makes our dispatchers focus on the drivers. It makes the operations team focus on the drivers. Great saying. But who's the driver's customers? Right? It's the shippers and the consignees, right? That's their customers. They've got to take care of those guys. We lost sight of taking care of our shippers and our consignees because you know what? Those guys are the ones paying the bills. We don't get paid if the driver doesn't do the work, so rightly so. We really care and should care about our drivers. But I think we lost something in taking care of our customers, our shipper customers. So we have more than one customer. We have the drivers, the customer, but our shippers are customers too, and I think we lost sight of that. So going forward, 2017, we're going to be more focused on our shipper customers. And I think some of our managers might be talking about that today. Secondly, speaking of managers, another thing that I'd like to change about some of the past management practices is I don't believe in a company our size, all the decisions should be made by one person. I never thought of that when I was managing the company, and I don't think it was right with our past management. I think that we have a great group of managers in this company. It's a big company. We need to have all of our managers step up and take more responsibility and share and have an open, candid conversation between managers. I think when we have those discussions, it makes us stronger. I mean, you guys agree with that? I mean, that's the way it should be. It shouldn't be one person telling everybody what to do. That's not the best way to do it. So I'm hoping to change that. And I think you'll see, we're going to have some of the managers up here talking about their divisions. And you're going to see what a great group of people we have. And I think these people are going to be well capable to take on more management responsibilities. So I'm looking forward to that in 2017. And there are a lot of other little areas I really don't want to get into that we've made changes on. And we're going to continue to make changes. I'm going to make bad decisions. I'm going to lead the company into a direction that maybe is not the right way. We need to change that direction. But I'm going to be listening to our managers and our employees and our drivers. And we're going to have open conversations. So that leads me to kind of the final area I want to talk about. And it's the environment in which we all work. You know, I love the positive culture, the positive heart that we've tried to instill and talk about recently. But I think we need to change the way we treat each other and treat the employees. We need to instill in our employees a desire to want to work for us, not a fear that they may lose their job if they don't do what they're supposed to do. That's not the right way to get people to want to work for you. I think we need to eliminate the fear. I don't like the fear. I never did. I don't like the negativity. Now, I'm not saying I'm not going to create negativity, because there's times when I create negativity too. But we want to eliminate as much as we can that negativity. Now, I still want to keep accountability, though. I mean, I think in the past, maybe we weren't holding our employees to be accountable enough on certain things. But I think we can do it without fear. I think we can do it by making people want to work for us, and they'll still be dedicated and still be hardworking and still have a family culture and still care for each other while maintaining accountability, but not through fear and not through negativity. So going forward, that's something that I'm really going to be working for, and hopefully we'll have a lot more open conversations. You shouldn't be afraid who you talk to. I mean, we're an open company, right? The drivers can call whoever they want to. They can walk into the accounting department. They can't bring the dogs in the office, though. That's one rule we have. Or their pets, I guess. But you should feel comfortable to go in every part of the company you want to go into. Talk to everybody. Share your ideas. That's what makes us stronger. So that's what I'd like to see us do in 27. So these are just a few of the things that I'm going to be looking towards 2017 for. You know, this past year, the economy really didn't help us. We lost some market share in glass. We didn't have any wind jobs. That kind of hurt us. So economically, we didn't have a very good year. But that doesn't mean we don't have the right processes, the right people, the right equipment to have a really strong year next year. I really think the economy is going to come back. It's been a tough year for trucking this year, but I think we're poised to have a really strong year next year and into as far future as I can see. So just to kind of brag about some of the things that we're doing and that we've done in the past, some real positive things. We've created some videos. Some of them you've seen, some of them maybe you haven't seen. And I'd like Francisco to go ahead and start showing us some of these videos that we got for the next 5 or 10 minutes. And you ready to go with that, Francisco? Mm-hmm. All right, let's see some videos. I got to give some props to Francisco. Francisco did 3 of those videos. That last video we share with our customers is kind of a little video about, we can share with customers that says we're unique in what we do. So I love those videos, and you can check those videos out on our website. That's something else that happened in 2016. We upgraded our website. It's really one of the better websites out there. Obviously, www.combinedtransport.com. All right, now as I mentioned, I'd like to have some of our key managers come up and talk about themselves, their roles and responsibilities, introduce their teams, and maybe give us a little bit of their vision for 2017. And so we want to be interactive as they come up. If you have questions, shout it out. If we need to keep the time flowing, I'll cut off the questions, but feel free to ask questions of the managers. So first up, I'd like to have Margie Peterson come up and talk about our accounting. So, Margie.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Okay. I'm Margie Peterson. I've been with Combined Transport for 27 years now. I have to say, every time I see those videos, it makes me so proud to work for this company. It really does. I love it. Thank you.
It's
not supposed to work, remember?
Well, can you turn it over the speaker? Yeah, go ahead.
Better? I'll try to talk louder. So I want to talk to you guys today about some important changes that are happening for our drivers. In December, we are going back to twice monthly payrolls. Yay! We wanted to create something that was more consistent for them so they would have consistent pay dates. So now the cutoffs are going to be the 15th and the 30th. So dispatchers need to be aware of that as well as the drivers, because it's important for you guys as well. So the first cutoff then is December 15th to start the payroll system. Then another big change that we have going on in accounting is we are no longer using TripPack as of 12/31. So anything that has to physically come into the accounting office or to any other office is going to have to go by US mail. So we're going to be providing new envelopes, and all of the TripPack envelopes will need to be destroyed or recycled.
So let me ask a question. How many there's a bunch of drivers in here. Do any drivers use the TripPack envelopes for their bills of lading?
No.
But for your logs, for paper logs, you do. Does anybody use TripPack envelopes for your bill of ladings? So we're going to try to encourage you to use TransFlow. If you can't use that, we'll give you the envelopes for mailing. Yes.
Of course. One time I use TransFlow Mobile instead of mailing. The only time I have used TripPack is on some of our cardless copy loads. Those third copy bills are not legible.
Right, and that will unfortunately still continue. So we'll give you some other envelopes to use by US mail. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me go back. I'm sorry. I did not introduce my staff. So as controller, I have the pleasure of supervising the accounting staff. So let's have them stand, ladies. Yay! And we'll start over here and pick on Trish and say your name and what you do for Combined, please.
I'm Trish Sams, and I do billing mostly for Blackwell.
Yay!
I'm Jackie Fearing, and I do accounts receivable and help with billing.
I'm Roseanne Potter. I do payroll for all of Cardmore. I'm Nicole Martin. I am the Cardmore Trucking Financial Manager. I'm Deanna Speedley, and I do accounts payable for Combined.
I'm Roberta Kessler, and I do corporate payroll.
I'm Pam Hurley, and I'm credit and collections.
I'm Peggy Wellburn, and I do settlements.
Michelle Frazier, and I do billing for Cardboard.
I'm Angela Taylor, and I'm the financial manager for Blackwell.
Thank you, ladies. So one more thing really quick. I just want to talk a little bit about how TransFlow works. We want all our drivers to go to TransFlow. I mean, once in a while you'll have to use a packet to send something in, but normally it works wonderful. So for example, for billing paperwork, the driver can take a picture with either his phone or his tablet. He can identify it and then send it in. Once he gets he'll get one confirmation from TransFlow and then a second confirmation from the billing department. And once he has that second confirmation, then he knows that that load will be paid on his next paycheck. So it's a wonderful electronic system. Any questions about it? Everybody good?
Yeah,
Okay.
right
Yes.
now, when I do mine on, I always take a picture of the trip pack itself. Or, doing that, or do we do it always do it?
No, that would work. That's absolutely fine. Yes. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
After you get the second confirmation, you still gotta keep that paperwork?
You should probably keep it until you're paid on it. So just until the next paycheck. That's our suggestion.
Okay, thanks, Margie.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mike.
Next up, Scott Wagner, Heavy Haul Manager.
So, Scott Wagner, and been here 26 years. Of course, I'm only 27, 28, so. No, and it's such a privilege to be included in this. It's been a great career. Looking back, just starting in the Texas office, who knew that 26 years later that this is where we'd be? The growth of the company as well. One thing I do want to say, with the changes, that it's important for each and every one of us to take this time to look at the lead that Mike Card is taking here. We all need. We do. He's what matters here. Each and every one of us being a part of this will make combined transport successful. And I know that Mike appreciates all the hard work that everybody does. So not only thank Mike, but each and every one of us too for all the hard work that we're doing. It really is. It's nice to know that we know and that we feel that we are appreciated. And that's what Mike Card is doing here for us as we grow. We have such a strong company, and not like the brokers out there. We have asset-based equipment. That is what makes us grow. That is what makes us different. We've got the sales team, we have the billing team, we have the drivers. Everybody is an integral part of this company. And that's why we can be successful as well. And it's managed by a thankful spirit. We all know how appreciative Mike is. We don't have to walk around on eggshells around here. And that's really where we're gonna see the change in 2017. So it's so nice. To talk a little bit about the company or the economy. We know 2016 was tough. It was a tough year. But truly, I think 2017 is going to be a much better year. Talking to a lot of the large companies, they're happy if their sales are going to be flat in 2017. And that's a little scary. But for us, it's not, because we know that we'll continue to grow. 2018, everybody's saying is going to be the big year as well. So what do? Well, I like to dabble in all sorts of things. I don't really have borders. Customers without borders. Sales without borders. I enjoy doing everything. And that's what makes my job exciting and fun. I enjoy finding the biggest and the best customers. That's my role. That's what I like to do. But unfortunately, I have people that I always have to compete with. I have Jake to compete with. I have Joshua to compete with. Always trying to find the biggest and the best. I also enjoy having an interaction with the personnel, the whole heavy haul department. We've got a great group of guys, and girls that are working for us. We have the partner carrier division. Cody is really doing an outstanding job. The permit division. Can't say enough about those guys. Tactical division, dispatch, the sales team, and we can't forget about Sue, who keeps Cat with the volume and the headaches, the tracking, and the updates. She's doing a great job keeping Cat managed as far as that goes too. But I enjoy working hand in hand with everybody, being able to interact with them, helping them solve the daily issues, working on the rate structures, providing advice and coaching with the sales and direction of that. To see the excitement when somebody lands a big contract or they have that opportunity of a new industry that they're breaking into. That's what's exciting. And that's what builds combined transport. So we have the Superload division. One person's here from the Superload division. Stand up. Go ahead and introduce yourself and what do you do?
I'm Gary Dockery, and I'm sales and dispatch for multi-axles.
Thank you. Jerry didn't make it here today. Gary does West Coast and Jerry does East Coast, and both of them have done a great job to not only build but to maintain that division. It was just 2 years ago. Neither of them really had any idea about the industry. What'd they do? They jumped headfirst into it and really have made a success out of it. So we thank you for your hard efforts. Appreciate that. And what keeps the Superload division going? Well, it's some large, very large customers, mainly transformer customers that we've had for many years, but it also, Jerry and Gary working with these existing customers to be able to grow them, to service them, but also extending out and finding other new transformer customers. Really, that's the basis of the Superload department. We do a lot of earth moving equipment, we do a lot of cranes, and a lot of ad hoc ones just to fill in between all those times as well. Superloads moves any freight from 70,000 pounds up to 175,000 pounds across the United States and Canada. We have two brand new 13 axles that came on last year. We've got one of the drivers here and one of those. But it's really neat to be able to have this and take this to our customers and say, hey, you've got something big, we can move it. We've got the experience, we have the drivers with the motivation, all backing the sales team to be able to go out and to find these customers. Of course, we have Jake Wells, the lead and support out of the tactical team. We have the whole sales team for the tactical division, which will be introduced here in a bit too. But really, I wanted to say, and heavy haul can't happen without the permit department. The permit department, I want to say from the heavy haul department, thank you so much for all of your work. We know there's a lot of paperwork involved, there's a lot of phone calls, there's a lot of routing, there's a lot of rerouting, there's a lot of permit orders, there's a lot of reordering permits. There's a lot of work. They have 25 to 30 trucks per person, and that keeps them busy. So once again, thank you to the permit department for keeping the heavy haul division going. Really appreciate all your effort. Another one, the customer service, the career center, the shop. Everybody is an integral part of it, handling all the issues from all the drivers on a day-to-day basis. Without that, the sales team could not grow. And that was one move that we really appreciate because the focus is on the sales. The sales are what generate revenue to keep combined transport going. And without each and every one of these departments, not one of them, you take one away and you can't be as successful. So we appreciate the customer service, the recruiting department, the career center. This is the first time that I ever remember that we have all multi-axles on the road. Drivers, none of them sitting. So we appreciate that. Good job on that. And when we have all the trucks on the road, It's more revenue coming in to keep this company going. The billing department. I can't say anything enough about the billing department. Trying to decipher what we do each and every day, keeping track of it. We think we know what we're doing until the end of the day or the end of the month when these bills come in and the customers are going, what are you guys doing? But you know what? You guys keep us in line, and we sure do appreciate that as well. And the drivers. Once again, the drivers, we can't do it without you. So we appreciate your sacrifices. Is that film, that video that we had, you know, when the dad comes home, the kid's there, hasn't seen her for who knows, months? That's really a sacrifice, and we appreciate that. And I know that Mike appreciates everything too. He appreciates all of our hard work, and that is rewarding to all of us as well. You know what keeps us going is we've had some big contracts. One of the ones, and it's really cool to say that Caterpillar is #2 customer, and they continue to grow. What's interesting is that Caterpillar's down 30 to 40% in 2016. 2017, they look to be flat, but yet revenue and volume with combined transport keeps growing. So that is something to be excited about. But that's also what we're looking for, is other big contracts like that. The glass division, I know that Mike and Chris are both working hard to get this revenue, get this volume back for the glass division. The wind division, Mike talked about it a little bit. It's really kind of disheartening. If Mike was a better salesman, we'd have loads this year. If I was a better salesman, we'd have loads this year. But it's been a tough year for the wind industry. Next year, 2017, we know that it's going to be better. 2018, 2019, we're doing quotes extending out to 2019. But we're working hard to get loads, projects for 2017, and I know that we'll do it. So we've got that to look forward to. So why did I bring up all these divisions? Once again, it's because it takes each and every one of us, an integral part of this company, to make one successful company. And I know we can do it. I know that we just wipe our feet off of what happened, some of the bad things, like you said, take the good things, move forward. And I know that we're going to. So appreciate everybody's support.
Thanks, Scott.
Jake.
I don't know how you add to that, Jake, but good luck.
Exactly as you explained, just take up enough time where I don't have to do much.
Yeah, right. Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
My name is Jake Wells. I'm the operations manager for the tactical division of heavy haul, which is our step decks, 5 axles and 6 axles. Before I forget, let's do the introduction. So if everybody could stand up in tactical. Quick introduction.
I'm Travis Spalding. I handle the West Coast region. I move 5 and 6 axle tactical divisions.
Thank you.
Bobby, dispatcher.
Man. We actually have a team of about 4 or 5 more integral part of our crew that's doing dispatch and sales. Dispatch to make sure that we take care of the drivers so that they can do their job. Sales to make sure that we can continue to grow our division. One thing I really want to point out too is I've been here for 10 years, but a lot of our crew is brand new. I've been here less than a year, even less than months in some cases. So we continue to bring in a crew that has the right heart for combined transport, has the right heart for the drivers, but also wants to work hard to grow our company as a whole and as a team. And as a team that just doesn't work within our department, as some may argue that it used to be a combined transport, but really a team that does work with billing, customer service, permits, and is open to that open interaction that Mike was alluding to. Some of the big focuses for tactical in 2017 are going to be filling all of our trucks. 2016 was rough. There was some turnover there that we haven't really experienced in the past. And it made it a little bit of a challenge to continue to keep that tactical division profitable. When the trucks aren't rolling, the trucks don't make money. That's a big focus. And another big focus that we did very well in 2016 that we hope to continue on in 2017 is our owner-operator corps. Our owner-operator corps has grown substantially with owner-operators that Combined Transport wants to call family for the rest of their career. That's our goal here. We don't want to be a revolving door. We don't want those high turnover ratios. And we really do a good job, and we really thank the Career Center for bringing in guys that have the same vision and same idea for being a team and a part of the family with Combined Transport. So those are some of our big focuses. Obviously, as Scott alluded to, we know that we have to up our sales to continue to work and dig the new shippers and consignees and the new customers out of 2017, even when most people project to be flat. We're going to be doing that by implementing some new sales programs and really just making sure that we're working hard to keep the drivers running and the drivers making money. Because why are you guys here if you're not, right? So that's really what I wanted to talk about tactical. It's a good growing division. We expect to do big things in 2017. Looking for new types and opportunities. We know that Caterpillar can't be the only customer. We can't just rely on our construction. We have to look into new avenues, new industries. One of the big things that I always talk with our drivers about is you can play a huge role in that. Some of the biggest customers that I've ever landed has come because of a driver referral, pointing out, hey, what about these guys? Hey, what about these guys? So any help that you guys can offer in that is appreciated, because you guys don't know how much you guys see out there that we can't see sitting in an office. So again, thanks for your time, and here's to a good 2017.
Thanks, Dick. Rosa? There she is. Rosa dressed up as the Wicked Witch for Halloween, and she was perfect. I don't know.
Everybody guessed it right off the bat. I'm going to try not to go, hi, my name's Rosa. I'm Permit Department Manager for Heavy Haul, and I'm going into my 10th year. And if my team could stand, introduce yourselves.
I'm Amanda. I'm a permit tech.
Karen?
John.
John is our new guy, and we have one additional Faith who couldn't make it this morning. We each run about 25 to 30 trucks apiece, and thank you, Scott, for all those kind words. That was very much appreciated. And I do want to thank Margie for coming alongside and helping us through all this stressful changes and stuff we had going on, and Melissa in customer service coming alongside and helping us also. We did have a little quirk in our side of it, and the permit techs are now taking over the escort locating so we can get better control over the expenses in our department. And we're working towards better communication with dispatchers so that we won't have any more issues like that in the future. And our drivers, James and Ruth, his wife, is here, and I just want to thank you guys also, because you're more than just drivers. I mean, we know each other intimately. We've cried together, we've laughed together, we've been through all kinds of serious issues together. So you guys are more than just drivers, you're friends and families. And I don't know what else to say. Thank you.
Thanks. Next up, Chris Clark, Glass.
Good morning. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Chris Clark. I've been with Combine for a little over 16 years now. I currently am a new department manager. I have been the glass department manager for about a year and a half now, / dispatch / sales. So I'd like to introduce my team with the two of you. Please stand up. Amanda Parker, she's West Coast dispatch. And then Anissa Ratcliffe now, she does East Coast glass dispatch. One of my favorite quotes is by Shakespeare: "Though she be but little, she is fierce." So that's my team. So we do have quite a few changes coming up this year in 2017. The glass division underwent some substantial changes with some of our corporate customers, shippers, and I look forward to the new year with Mike's help and guidance, learning more about the sales department, the sales portion of what it is we do, to build up some of the smaller shippers that for years we kind of put on the back burner because of some commitments that we already had. So I do look forward to learning, growing, helping my team grow in sales as well for themselves, and building those relationships with our shippers and our consignees. I think we have about 110 specialized flatbed and double drop equipment on the road right now. We do have some equipment sitting, and I know that the Career Center is daily striving to fill those trucks, build our division, and I want to say thank you to the drivers that we do have. Your professionalism and your desire to grow combined as well as represent combined in the manner that you do really shows the care that you guys have for the company, and we really appreciate you guys. Multiple thanks go out to the billing department, like I said, the Career Center, the other department managers that have kind of helped me out a little bit if I have to go to them to figure out a way to talk to Mike about something. But it's always turned out really good. The support and the family atmosphere, it's huge to me to see where the company was when I first started and where it's at now. So thank you to everybody that's contributed to that, and I look forward to the upcoming year. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm an extended part of our family. He's our +1. David Foster, would you like to stand up, please? Dave Foster's been with us, 4 years now, right?
Yep,
Monday, 4 years. We stole him from another carrier, and he is the securement trainer for all of our new hires for glass. So he is the integral part in the very professional outcome that we have in our driver pool for specialized glass hauling. And we couldn't do it without you. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Chris. Chris's department really is doing a great job. I just got to call props for you guys having the three of you doing what you did, and then the two of you when one of your team was out on honeymoon for a long period of time.
I told you before I was hired.
Okay. Just a couple comments. Chris reminded me, I was going to tell you a little bit about where we are with the company. We currently have 467 trucks, 660 trailers, and 76 owner-operators. We have 105 office workers and 344 active drivers. That's where we are today, and I really think thanks to Jason's help and the team coming up, we're going to grow our active driver base a little bit. But a couple comments on glass. We are growing our glass department. We're getting some more dedicated lanes out of Carlisle for 2017. We'll have 4 more lanes up at Carlisle. I really think that we're going to grow some more out of Wichita Falls and Fresno. We're going to get some more lanes intra-California in Fresno in 2017. And of course, you know, PPG was sold to Vitro. I just want to make a comment about that real quick. I think that our relationship with Vitro/PPG is going to be better than it ever was with PPG. They care more. They're a smaller outfit. Glass was such a small part of PPG. And I think Vitro, this is all they do. So I really hope that we're going to have a better 2017 for glass. Now, Marley is the head, Marley Weber is the head of the Blackwell dispatch team. Unfortunately, she couldn't be here. So I wanted to introduce the Blackwell dispatch team. I think there's only one, and it's Priscilla Zambrano. Priscilla, you want to stand up? And I think Blackwell, in my opinion, we're almost full with Blackwell trucks. We're still down some. We're still working on that. We're going to have better asset utilization in 2017 because we're going to keep our trucks full. We're doing a much better job. We got Marley back. Melissa tried to steal her in customer service, but we got her back. Thank you for giving her back to Blackwell. You know, we've got some great people, Randy Bray and Deborah and Crystal. I mean, we got a pretty solid team. We're getting some new people in that department. So I think I'm looking forward to some really great things from Blackwell. Research called us back the other day. They had cut us back a little bit. Now they need us back. So, that's good. We don't say, we told you so, but we did say that. So next up is Jen, General Commodities. Jen? Nice jacket, by the way.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. My name is Jen, and I'm the operations manager for General Commodities, Flatbed. And if my team could please stand up. I'm so happy so many of you guys came this morning. So we'll start over here. Introduce yourself.
Christina, I am General Commodities East Coast Dispatch Support.
I'm Holly, and I am West Coast Sales Support.
Mark, East Coast Dispatch.
Tony?
Hi, I'm Tony Scarborough. I do, I guess you'd call it the Mountain State Sales.
I'm Mike Stevens. I do the Northwest, Oregon and Washington, General Commodities.
I'm Greg Havener. I do the Upper Midwest.
I'm Michael Paradis, do sales and dispatch in the Southeast.
Thanks. So I've been with Combined Transport for 4 years. I came from a completely different background, never really had any experience with trucking. And so every day for me, I learn something new. What I kind of pride myself on is that I treat people with respect, and in turn they respect me. I don't know, probably never will know as much as some of the guys on my team. But when I make suggestions and they make suggestions and we talk to each other like humans, we make progress. And that's what has contributed to the success of our department, I truly feel. That goes outside of our department. Jake and I communicate super effectively. There has been in the past kind of a gap between departments that, it was heavy haul and general commodities and we don't talk to them and they don't talk to us, and it's craziness to me. We all want to be successful. We all have the same goal. We want to grow the company. I want to grow our brokerage. I want to grow our owner ops. I think that, again, my specialty maybe isn't trucking. It's more people. So I want to not have to depend on broker boards to move our loads. I want people that trust Combined Transport enough to call us and say, hey, here's my truck. Because those can be owner ops basically to us. That's kind of my vision. That's where I want to go for 2017. I do want to say briefly that we have a driver, Bob Johnson, who is in a medically induced coma right now in the hospital, and the prognosis is not great. So I would like for everyone to please keep him and his family in your thoughts. And thank you everyone for coming.
Why are all the old guys in your department, Jen? Mark, how long have you been with us?
28 years.
Michael? Stevens?
22.
Tony?
20.
Greg's not quite 20, but how long have you been with us, Greg?
11.
11 years. That's fantastic. Good job. Next up is Jason. Thanks, Jason.
Hey everybody, apologize in advance. I just getting over a cold, so my voice is a little messed up. But let's go ahead and start with my team. You want to stand up and I'll introduce you? All right, let's start with Cord. Cord's been here the longest in the team. So Cord, how long have you been here?
17 years.
17 years. So Cord does, licensing and compliance for the company. He's a really big part of the career center because unless I can get him to approve a guy, I can't bring him in. So, I found ways to bribe him, but no, Cord's a really big help to our company and our department, so I appreciate that.
It's, I see there's a lot of drivers here. I did bring the random list, so I was going to do a
The line forms to the back.
Maybe Monday.
Next, we got Jim Sanchez. He is our driver concierge, so I'm sure every driver that's been brought in the last year knows who he is. Jim is the first person that you guys see when you're hired on with us.
Very frightening.
I can't say enough about that. He picks our new guys up from the airport, takes them to the motel, makes sure they arrive safely, and brings them to orientation. And it really takes a lot of that hassle out when somebody is starting with a new company. Because, that can be really frustrating to somebody, especially when they've never been to the city, let alone like maybe the state, And so Jim, we really appreciate what you do for us. And he does a lot more than just that, but I don't have time to list everything that he does. But Jim, we really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Lorena, the latest addition to the Career Center. She's been with us for almost a month now, and she took some time off already. Don't know how that worked, but she's already brought in 4, and more on the way. So we expect a lot of good things from her. So thank you, Lorena. Nick's been with us for a few years, but he's new to the Career Center, and he's already proven to be an outstanding recruiter. He's brought in a lot of great guys just in this month. Nick, really happy to have you part of the group, and not only as a recruiter, but you're really helping the department with the IT part. There's so much technology. Technology is such a great thing if used properly, and especially in our department, because we're trying to reach out to so many people in so many different ways, and they're trying to reach out to us, and if that communication isn't working, it's really hard to do. So that technology that you help bring to us is really helping quite a bit. So I'm really looking forward to see the things that you're going to continue to bring to that.
We have a list for you, John. Don't you worry.
Oh, and it's never ending. And then we got Maceo. Maceo is another huge part. He does all the training, orientation for the new guys. So he's the first person they talk to about what they can expect here when they show up. So, and then he takes them into flatbed training for the guys that are going into glass, which is huge. Not a lot of companies offer that, and the fact that if you've never had a flatbed job and you want to do it, and you can come to us, and Maceo is doing an outstanding job teaching those guys the right way to do it. And Maceo, thank you for that. So thanks, guys. Sit down. Oh, and Francisco, of course, yeah. Francisco, sorry, I didn't see you hiding behind the camera. Francisco, does all of our advertising, and advertising is huge, and he does such a good job. For those of you that have seen the ads, for those of you that haven't, you should check him out. He does a really good job on that. So thank you, Francisco, for all what you do there. The videos are great. Oh, hi. Oops. This is Bianca. Bianca is the admin for the Career Center. She makes things happen. We do the talking, the convincing, trying to bring guys in, but she makes it so they can come in. She does all the backgrounds, the verifications, the parts that we don't want to do. And she does an excellent job at that. She keeps us very organized, and thank you. With the room full of auditors, we definitely need somebody to keep us organized. So thank you, Bianca, for that. She's also in charge of the store, so if anybody needs any apparel, she's the one you talk to, okay? So thanks. Then, of course, I still have 300 other recruiters, too, and they're over-the-road recruiters. And really, those guys bring in some really good drivers for us, because you can see what they're doing on the road, you're seeing how they operate, and you can see more than we can. It's really hard to do it over the phone sometimes, but we do appreciate the guys that do refer drivers to us. I encourage you to keep doing it because those end up being sometimes the best. And as you saw from the video, we will pay you for it, $1,500. Just a little side note there. I was a dispatcher one time, a long time ago. Remember that?
I remember that.
And I asked Mike, I said, I don't know what to charge, or I don't know what to quote. What do I do? What do I do? What's our goal here? And Mike said, as much as you possibly can. And so when I asked him this time, I said, what is our goal for hiring? I expected him to say, as much as you can. So that is my goal, is to bring in as many as we can of good, qualified drivers. So just to brag a little bit, this month we brought in 36 guys in October. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's probably the best month ever.
I think it was the best month ever.
Best month ever. Yeah, so I couldn't do it without my team. So thanks everybody, and keep bringing in those referrals. All right.
Thanks, Jason. Quick couple of comments. We were laughing about stealing Marley or whatever. Bianca, Jason stole Bianca from us from the White House. And we joke and laugh about it, and we hate to give up good employees like Bianca. But one thing we do at our company is if there's a better place for somebody, some growth opportunities, some changes, we're always looking to try to help each other out. And if there's a better place for one of our employees, we're going to try to find that. So that's something. But I want to give some props to Jason. He has been with us. How long have you been with us, Jason?
Almost 13 years.
13 years. If there's not been anybody that has overcome the challenges of different management and risen back up to where he is, I can't tell you how proud I am of Jason and how lucky we are that you managed to stick out and do what you've done for us. And I know there's a lot of other employees that are sacrificing. Michael Paradis, I made him back to a dispatch desk because we needed so much help. And Michael, you've been doing a fantastic job as well. And Mark, same thing. You guys jumped in where I needed help, and you've stuck it out, and you've done a really good job. But Jason, what you've overcome has been fantastic, and I really appreciate it. And somebody else that's really stepped up and overcome a lot through management changes is the next person that's going to be talking, and that's Melissa. And Melissa, I appreciate you so much. That's okay, you can be nervous.
This is much different than a Saturday roundtable. I even have on here introduce myself. So
did I.
So I'm Melissa Dockery. I am the manager for customer service. Will my team please stand up? So only a part of my team was able to make it because, as you know, we are a 24/7 operation. So some have worked graveyard and some are working right now, and then some had some babysitting issues. So Ronnie, if you introduce yourself and say what you do.
I'm Ronnie. I come to work every day to serve the drivers and offer support to the rest of the team.
And he's also really stepped up to the plate for keeping point on maintenance over the road and collecting warranty, which reduces our maintenance costs. Next.
And Bob, I work in customer service.
Hey, Bob.
I have been in, this is my 20th year. I watched the company go through many changes, and some for good, some not so good, but I'm really looking forward to the coming years.
I'm Alicia, customer service, and I just think we have an awesome team. We definitely help each other. You know, if something comes up that one of us isn't too sure about, we are always there to help each other to make sure we help the drivers. So, awesome department.
I'm Callie, customer service.
Kelly Terry, customer service. I help Melissa. right-hand man, right?
Kelly is the lead for customer service as well, as far as the driver portion goes of customer service. Each and every one of you are a key player in customer service and our day-to-day operations, serving the drivers, offering support to each department. And I just want to say thank you because we have been through a lot. We have overcome a lot, and we have all come together through all of this. Ronnie, stand back up.
Bob's
And we are a better department today because of each and every one of you. And I'll make sure and thank the rest of the team that's not here today. Thank you, guys. So a little bit about what customer service does. We do everything but find your freight and dispatch you on your loads. So like I said, we offer support to each department that is at the White House. We serve the drivers. We deal with over-the-road maintenance, preventative maintenance, OBC troubleshooting, E-log troubleshooting, and monitoring and auditing. We deal with time off. We process layover, detention for the drivers. After hours dispatch issues, we deal with over-the-road tickets, violations, which hopefully there's not many of those, and clean inspections. We deal with speed gauge and idling, which is really huge. Com data, payroll and billing issues. We now process the cash expenses for the drivers through TransFlow. So that expedites your cash expenses, so you get the turnaround time a lot faster. We coach drivers, we deal with accidents, claims, workers' comp, securement, weight issues, the list just goes on and on. So some of our goals for 2017 is obviously driver retention. But I would like to point out the driver retention, it takes all of us for driver retention. It just doesn't rely in me, it doesn't rely in Jason, it's in each and every one of us, and we all play a key part in driver retention. So it's really huge. Jason hires them, and we got to try and keep you guys happy and rolling. So we'd also like to heighten awareness more for idling and speed gauge and lowering CSA scores in 2017. Idling and speeding is huge because it can save the company a lot of money, and obviously for speeding we want you to be safe over the road for yourself and for others. Reducing maintenance costs and downtime for the driver and the company is huge. So we like to expedite you guys as fast as we can when you are broke down, but we also want to try and reduce the costs as much as possible and collect as much warranty as we can. Another thing that is constantly continuing is I'd like to improve communication between customer service and departments and with the drivers. We all have to work together for the same goal, so I think that's always something that we should be working on. Thank you.
Thanks, Melissa. Next up is Candy, and I'm so glad we have Candy as part of our team. We almost lost her one time. We're glad she came back.
Good morning, I'm Candy, I work in fleet maintenance. I'm going to ask my team to stand up. We have 21 in fleet, about 16 of them are here, so I'll just run through and introduce them real quick. I'm going to start with Shayna Powell. She's our asset coordinator and scheduler for the shop. Shayna's job is really to stay one step ahead of Jason in the Career Center right now because we've got so many drivers coming in different divisions. She has to make sure we have equipment ready in time for them to take assignments. So she's doing a great job at that, and I appreciate it. Jesse Cushman, mechanic. And then we have Jason Price, who's our lead mechanic, lead fabricator. He's been with us 20 years. Cameron Smith, parts department. Chris Owings, mechanic. Mark Mills, our new yard manager, who's doing a fabulous job getting room out in the yard for all of our equipment. Ken Mitchell, mechanic. Cassidy Shelton's our admin assistant. She does all of the paperwork for the shop, does a great job keeping us ahead of deadlines. I've got Carl Chisholm hiding back there, mechanic, lead mechanic for the weekends. Jimmy Sparlin is our reefer technician, takes care of the entire Blackwell reefer fleet single-handedly. Ira Haynes is our mid-shift lead mechanic, doing a great job taking over that role. We've made some changes recently, so he stepped up for that. I've got Ernie Freitas, mechanic, Cody Kelly, detailer, Ryan Coons, detailer, and Ryan Shanley, mechanic. I appreciate you guys being here. So our goal in fleet this year is not only to stay ahead of the Career Center with the equipment, but to cut our expenses and use our new shop as efficiently and as effectively as possible. We thought we were going to have all this room, and we've got equipment poked out every door if you come by, and it's being worked on. Mechanics are doing a great job trying to make things streamlined, more efficient, so we have everything available when we need it.
How's the truck wash working?
The truck wash is phenomenal.
You guys like the truck wash? Drivers? Good.
Drivers seem to love it. I was going to put a time limit, every 14 days or so through the truck wash, and Mike informed me that's not what I bought it for.
Yeah, let's wash the
I bought
trucks.
it so my drivers could have clean trucks. So we've opened it up. If I see you go through it 3 times, I'll probably chase you through the yard. But it's working great, and we love the new building. When we moved in, we were told we had 3 days to move the entire facility. And I'm like, what? 3 days? You're kidding. And I'll tell you what, these guys pulled it off in 1 day. We loaded up the shop Friday morning, and by Friday night, the Crater Lake Avenue shop was completely empty. So they really did a phenomenal job. The following Monday, we were back open for business.
Amazing.
We have customer service right upstairs now, which is great, because if I have questions, need answers, I can run upstairs, and one of the reps will always help me. Melissa's there to support me. Same thing when they come downstairs. They have a question about a repair, something going on over the road. We can actually show them on a truck in the shop, this is what the issue is, and they have a better understanding of how to handle it. So I love being a team and being all in one building.
That's good. Thanks. Thanks, Candy. And last but not least, my brother John Card. John, you want to talk about what's going on IT-wise? We need a wider bay? Is that what you mean? He's my brother.
Okay, I'm John Card, IT department. We have 2.5 people, I guess, in IT department, or 3. Kevin's not here. Nick helps out occasionally, and Francisco helps out. We had a couple new technologies this last year. We put a new phone system in for Blackwell and for Combined. The nice thing about it from our standpoint is it does record all the conversations, allows us to just play them back for training and just remembering what was actually said. We're coming up with some new Windows programs for the dispatch software. We started out in the dispatch area. We went on to billing and did the Career Center, although apparently we have a few more issues there.
Just a couple bugs, John. Don't worry about it.
And after that, we're currently working on the inventory and truck maintenance input system. We're also doing a lot with automated emails. And for the drivers, you're seeing a lot more messages coming at you. And I understand a couple times we did a couple of whoops and gave you a few extra messages. But seriously, when we send you a message and it's incorrect, you really need to tell us what's going on so that we can correct that. And when we give you reminders that you're missing something, that's just a reminder so that we can get all the paperwork in. It helps. We're also doing a lot of document imaging as you're using with the TransFlow. We're also storing documents for customer service and for Career Center and billing, so we can pull that stuff up without looking at the file cabinets. And I think accounting can tell you they removed 4, 5, 6 file cabinets because they don't have to store that paperwork anymore. And lastly, we're a little bit concerned about email. I'm sure you've probably heard about ransomware and cryptoware and crypto locker, that sort of stuff. We have a program called KnowBefore and we send out weekly email messages to the different departments. And if you click on those messages, we're going to give you some additional training and how to identify what not to click on. And that training actually is good for everybody, even for your home or even on your phone. We back up all of our software. I encourage everybody at home to back up your software, and same with on your phones, because everything can get infected these days. That's all I have.
Thanks, John. I met with Freightliner yesterday, and we're talking about technology on the trucks, the changes that we're going to see in our industry. Currently, Candy and customer service gets an email anytime one of your trucks throws a code. On certain trucks, certain age trucks. I wish we had all brand new trucks. The new trucks coming out are going to be so much more sophisticated. We'll know exactly what's going on with your truck as soon as you do, or at the same time you do when you're driving down the road, and we know how to fix those trucks. And this whole new virtual technician is really an exciting change for us. And of course, we talked about e-logs and all these other technologies. And if a trucking company today doesn't have a John, they're going to go out of business. That's how important John is to this company. He keeps us, yeah, I agree. Let's give John a round of applause. So he keeps us going, and I think even though in the grand scheme of things, we're not one of the biggest carriers out there. We're not a Swift or a Schneider. Our technology, thank God, right? But I would put up our IT department and our technologies up against anybody. And that's how we manage to maintain a competitive advantage over a lot of these companies that are a lot bigger than us. So I really appreciate all of our IT stuff. I appreciate what everybody does. And one thing I want to reiterate with what John had said, if you don't like the IT and it doesn't work for you and you get a weird message, don't just chalk it up to being bad technology. You got to talk to John. You got to put your like Nick does. Nick's got a list this long of stuff he wants John to do. So we all have to share in technology and make sure we work it. But man, was I not right? Don't we have a great group of managers? Was there any questions? Now's a good time. If you have any questions of me, any of the managers of the company, we've got 6 minutes, so this is working out just about right. You have 6 minutes of questions if you have them. Otherwise, I can start wrapping this up and we can leave a couple minutes early. But is there any questions for any of the managers or the company, where we're going? Rick?
Mike, I do have a question, sir. Are we increasing the volume of trucks that we're going to be going for this next year? Are you trying to increase the fleet right now?
Yeah, a good question. I will answer that right now. We're not going to grow our fleet until Jason fills our current trucks. We want to improve our asset utilization of the trucks we already have. Now, that doesn't mean we're not buying trucks. We've got, and Candy and I, who will be doing this, haven't really got through and seen what trucks we need to replace. We know there's probably 15 or 20 tactical heavy haul trucks that we need to replace. I know our multi-axle fleet has got some trucks in it that are pretty old, and if we get a big wind job, Scott, those old Peterbilts, I mean, hopefully we can use them for one more year, but we have to replace a lot of those trucks as well. Now, our Blackwell fleet, there's not one truck in that fleet that's over 2 years old. So if Jason continues to keep those trucks full and Priscilla starts selling more refrigerated business, which I think she's going to, she's on the cusp of a lot of good stuff, we may try to grow the Blackwell fleet, all right? Glass, probably we're not going to grow a lot, but you never can tell how things will be going with Vitro and Guardian and some of these other customers. But yeah, that's probably, right now we're just going to be replacing some equipment and trying to fill them up. And I have forgotten to do some more introductions. There are people that we didn't introduce that are here that are part of the corporate office, and some really important people. Harpreet is around here someplace. Where are you sitting, Harpreet? Right there, her lumberjack out. Harpreet is another one of those people that really stepped up with recent changes. She's our HR manager, human resources manager. She's a lot more than that. She's doing so much for me, and we couldn't run this company without Harpreet, so I really appreciate it. And Jessica's not here. I didn't see Jessica Rios. She's our claims manager. She's doing a great job. No one introduced Frank yet, but Frank is part of our janitorial services. Frank, I saw you around here somewhere. Where'd Frank go? What's there a minute ago? IT, we hit that. Is any other corporate? Oh, the switchboard, of course. Thank you. Jeanette, I've introduced Jeanette. It's the switchboard. Do we have Sierra or Shasta? Did they show up today? But there's Jeanette. They're doing a great job. I love our switchboard. You guys are the first people that our customers talk to, and you know how important that is. So we really appreciate your help with that. Chris, did I forget anybody else? So did I not introduce somebody else? Now, we have got a group of drivers in here, so would all the drivers stand up? Normally, we give you guys a standing ovation, and everybody would be standing up. So we've got a couple of minutes. Mike Nichols, we can go around and introduce yourself if you could, please.
Mike Nichols, RGN training.
Rick Love, RGN and trainer.
Kevin Sedlak, glass.
Matt Laverture, glass. Tracy Richardson, glass. John DeLoy, glass. Matt Mustard, Blackwell. Anthony Gabaldon, Blackwell. Ramon Hernandez, owner operator, glass.
Rod Hernandez, Blackwell trainer.
Ed Voss, the flip and stretch.
Seriously, the rear axle flips up and down and it stretches. It's a flip and stretch.
George Boyles, new guy.
I'm Sean Perry. I'm in the glass division.
You're the new guy?
I'm the new guy.
Robert Perry, glass.
Richard Onstadt, dedicated glass. Dave Howard, glass.
Darius Beaver, glass.
Carl Aldridge, color up. Jesse Archer, glass. Dan Wilson, glass.
Curtis Stoops, glass.
Keith Garrettson, general group.
Martin Archer, Blackwell.
James Taylor, multi-axle.
Pork Chop. Pork Chop, the company comedian. Seriously. One of the few universal drivers, heavy haul. I can pull any trailer the company has.
Johnny Lovelace, heavy haul, 5-axle.
Hey, John, thanks. Actually, Alvin Harry.
Alvin Harry is my real name.
No one knows that. So, man, I am excited about next year, and I hope you guys are too. We've got great managers, we've got great drivers. I am so looking forward to what the year brings. I want to thank the family that are supporting us. My wife Pam is here. Thanks, Pam. And all the family members, we couldn't do it without your support. And I want to end this meeting on a family note. I love all my employees and all my drivers. I love you guys. I thank you so much for being part of our team. And I do think it's all of our team. When I think of combined, I think it's all of ours. So I want to thank you for coming today. Thank you for the 2-hour meeting instead of a 4-hour meeting. Okay. I still want to do these meetings, though. I think it's a great way to share ideas and share where we're going and share what's happening in the company, because we want to make it open and have everybody be part of our team and know what's going on. Right? Any other comments? All right. Well, thanks, everyone. Have a great day, and let's have a great year.